Okay, we're here with Bruce Lindsay from Washington University, from the Sam Fox School of Architecture. You've been listening in tonight, and I'm curious what you think about what we've been talking about so far. I guess we'll start with where we just picked up. How significant is this particular passage in our future?
It's huge. It's amazing. First of all, I don't get where the arch tax comes from.
Why we call it that?
Yeah, Prop P. It's for people, parks, and possibilities. I mean, the fact that Great Rivers Greenway is developing a network across different scales is not just a physical, sustainable infrastructure. It's an idea of when you connect things, things change and things happen. Imagine the United States without the interstate highways. I mean, that's the local sort of idea that is represented by that. The Arch Grounds is a big part of it. But also imagine if, for instance, the success of Forest Park, which is one of the great success stories of any city of the last 30 years, is happening all over the county in relationship to the funding that's going to come for the parks in addition to the Arch Grounds. So I think it's amazing.
Okay, I like the optimism, but we also heard early in the program that we've seen big ideas before in St. Louis, not to be negative, but that haven't worked out. The mall downtown, Union Station, different things. Why will this be any different? Yeah,
we didn't mention the other ones, though, that have been great success stories, like City Garden, the 6440 corridor that was done on budget, on time, a city evolving and growing and overcoming its failures. I think we need to remember those successes, and I think this will be one of them. We also forget that the Arch Grounds has contributed greatly to the city over a very long period of time, 70 years. Imagine 1947. Harry Richmond, a sophomore in the School of Architecture at Washington University, had the task of opening 172 entries to one of the largest architectural competitions that had ever been offered. And he looked at number 144 and he said, that one's going to win. And it did. And it changed the city of St. Louis. Not only did that Arch Grounds design and eventually its construction change the city, but all of the other competition entries contributed to the imagination and the vision of what the city could be in the future.
And it was probably the biggest in terms of bold ambitions too, was it not?
Nobody had seen anything like it. In fact, there's a funny story. When they opened up the card on the back, they were anonymous submissions. They saw the name Saarinen and thought it was his famous father, Elio, instead of Eero, the younger son of the famous architect. And so they sent a letter to the famous father saying he'd won. And of course, they had to send a letter the next day telling Elio that they'd made a mistake and Eero, the son, had actually won.
So how do we reinvigorate that that sense of big ambitions? Do we have a taste for high design like the Arch in this region, and should we have more if we don't?
Design matters, and design is a very strong economic investment. We talk a lot about what it costs, but 1961, you're faced with the challenge of building the Arch. It had been funded by Congress. How much would you pay to build it?
I'm sorry, I have no idea.
$11 million, that's what it cost in 1961 to build the Arch. What's it worth now? We talk about what it's going to cost, but we don't talk about the value of that investment. I mean, the city of St. Louis without the Arch, I can't even imagine it. If Forest Park is the civic space that defines our relationship with each other, the Arch defines the relationship of the city of St. Louis to the Mississippi River, and by extension, north, south, and east and west. And that's pretty amazing.
I want to just go back to one more thing. We have a few seconds left, but the idea of this telling of the story. We've talked about this on the program before. Is this important to how we tell our own story to ourselves and to the world?
It is. It's incredibly important. We have a big advantage because the Arch is known around the world as not only a great work of modern art, but also as the symbol of St. Louis. And that's something to be proud of and something to build on.
And last question, 50 years from now, how do you see St. Louis?
Oh, man. I see it as a vital city that young people want to come and start businesses in. I see parks flourishing and helping communities redevelop. And I see a city next to a river that sort of faces the Arch.